Hey up folks, welcome to Sonofdel's live vlog on this Saturday the 2nd of April, another new month. Can you believe it? How fast these months are going is ridiculous. Yeah, coming up on tonight's vlog, I'll be having a bit of a talk about what's been happening in the last 5 or 6 days since I did my last vlog. I've got some jigsaws to show you. I've only got one jigsaw that I've done in the last few days because I've been busy with other stuff, and I've also got some of the little wooden puzzles which I've purchased. As well as that, like I say, it should be a general talk and stuff. So coming up first, the jigsaw gallery and my new jigsaws. So, the jigsaw gallery was only short today, but I've got to show you two new jigsaws that I've had. Now, this first one, these, bear in mind, were only £5 and £6 and £5.80. I think I remember mentioning them on my last vlog, but I hadn't received them back then. Now, this is the first one. And as you can see, it's the Merry Wives of Windsor. And you remember me telling you how good they were and how much detail was on them. If you have a look at that jigsaw, that's going to be absolutely stunning when it's finished. Absolutely stunning. I'll try and get it so that there's no reflection, otherwise it looks like I'm filming my monitor, because you can see my monitor behind you, see, if you look closely. Right, that's the first one. It's Ravensburger as well, so it's a top-notch puzzle, but it was only £5.80 for a 1,000 piece jigsaw. I was absolutely shocked when I saw the price. Second one. This one is another fantastic one, and this was the second one we spotted, and this one was only £6, and again it's Ravensburger, so it's a fantastic make. And this one is actually Romeo and Juliet. Have I got that upside down? No, I haven't. Romeo and Juliet, and as you can see, it's done in like a animation type form, but there's so much detail on the jigsaw itself. You know, and for £6, what do you want? Again, you can see my monitor, but if I do that, you can see it better. Look, it's Romeo and Juliet, and basically it's got all different scenes from it, and all the story is actually explained within the actual animation. Anybody who knows Romeo and Juliet would know that it's William Shakespeare. In case you didn't know, it is William Shakespeare. But yeah, the other things I've got to show you was I had an email. Oops, excuse me. I had an email off a company called CraftHub. And they were having a closing down sale on their wooden puzzles, and I managed to pick up 4. Now these puzzles, they're only £5 or £6 each. Now that isn't bad really for a wooden puzzle when you think of them. I'll just show you the pictures of them, and then you can I'll do them and put them on my vlog at some point. But this is the first picture. That's the first one, a giraffe, and they come in these plastic cases like this. Now they are tiny pieces, they're really small, as you can see. They are really small, so they're going to be a bit of a challenge, but I like a challenge where jigsaws are concerned. Now that's number 1, and obviously that's entitled Giraffe, because it's a giraffe. The second one, I don't need to take this one out of the box, but I'll show you. Now this one I love because it's yin and yang, and if you don't know what yin and yang is, it's to do with Chinese, and there you've got yin and yang, as you can see. It's basically like good and evil, black and white, etc, etc, and it's yin and yang, and that's a really nice design one. Again, lovely box for it, nice and sturdy. That's the second one. The third one, now I'll show you this one because I've opened this one. I'm looking forward to doing this one, because as well as my, well, when I couldn't get my fingers in it anyway, as well as my love of jigsaws, I've got another love as well. Now if you combine the two together, you end up with a fantastic jigsaw. Now my love is a fantasy element, and it is, let me put it the right way up, it's dragons, and that is what this puzzle is, what I've got on my knee at the moment, this wooden puzzle. It is going to be that, as you can see, a lot of detail in that, a lot of detail, and these are going to take some doing, trust me, these are going to take a lot of doing. Again, you know, you've got it in the case, and they are A5 size, so they're quite small as well, so we're heading for, well, we'll see when they come. And the last one, I love this one because of what it signifies. Just let me see if I can get in it first before I start generalising. Yes, I can. Right. I love this one because, as I told you before, and you know, because of me being a poet, I'm a bit of an old romantic, and I really, really like this one. It's a couple standing beneath the stars and the moon, like that. And I really like that. I like that picture. That actual design is lovely. And that's the fourth one. Now, bear in mind, I got them off the CraftHub, and I'll put my link underneath to the CraftHub, in case you're wondering, because obviously sometimes you look at these things and you think, is this a con? This is too good to be true. And I was exactly the same, to be honest with you, because I thought, well, they do look good, but I've had ones in the past that have been a bit dodgy, and they've come and they've not been brilliant quality. Now, these look okay quality, and I will give you some more information once I've done the jigsaws, because you'll see them on my vlog. But I got them off CraftHub, and I'll put the link underneath my vlog. So this week I've had 2 jigsaws, and I've got 4 square ones, you know, shaped ones. Well, this week's been quite quiet, really, because we've had really strange weather. Because we had these few days where it was really, really warm, and we were sitting out on the deck, and we got used to that. But then suddenly the temperatures really dropped and plummeted. And suddenly we were looking at almost minus temperatures because it was so cold. Now, it's a weird coincidence that the government in our country, well, the energy companies in our country have decided to put the prices of energy up sky high. And a lot of people were thinking, well, I don't mind it as such because it's going to go up when the weather's warm. You know, start of April, you assume the weather's warm, but it isn't warm. It's cold. And now people are wondering whether to put the heating on or not, because some people are panicking because they don't think they're going to be able to afford the heating. And I can see thousands and thousands of people getting in debt up to their eyeballs at trying to keep the heating on when it's cold. Now, we've just been informed that it went up on April the 1st, but we've just been informed it could go up again on the 1st of October. Now, a lot of people are saying, look, we cannot afford this. We cannot afford to live. The government are giving everybody, I think it's £150, but when your gas bill is going to double in the space of 12 months, so say you were paying £900, you were suddenly paying £1,800, and the government's giving you £150 towards that £900. That's it. You've got to find the others yourself. Now, I think that's ridiculous, and I think a lot of these energy companies need to sort of get their heads together and think of a better solution, because there's no way in a million years at the end of this year people are going to be solvent. They're going to be skint. They're going to be in debt up to their eyeballs. They're going to owe so much money out because they're either going to have a choice come up to October, November. They either eat or put the heating on. They won't be able to do both. And I don't think you should have that choice. I think every person should be entitled to food and warmth, you know, in this day and age anyway. But I've got a feeling it's going to hit this country massive. Now, something else that happened, that was on Tuesday morning. Now, you remember me telling you, about a week ago, we should have had a visit from a surveyor from the landlord's company, and I had to ring up and cancel because I had COVID symptoms. I had a really sore throat, my cough, and I was all over the place. I didn't have no energy. So I rang up and I cancelled. And I also sent them an email which said, look, can't do this. Excuse me. Can't do this. Can we arrange it for another time? And they said, let us get back in touch with us when you're feeling better. So I thought nothing of it. Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock, I've just woke up, I'm just in the bathroom, and all of a sudden there's a knock on the door. I went downstairs, opened the door, the surveyor was there. I said, hello? He said, hello, I'm a surveyor, I'm here to survey the property. I said, don't know nothing about it, mate. He says, well, it's been booked in for today. I said, well, I've had no notification. I haven't heard off my landlord to say it's been booked in or nothing. And he says, oh, well, we are very busy and we need to book people in. I said, well, I'm sorry. I said, you go and have a word with my landlord then. I said, because it's nothing to do with me. I said, nobody's got in touch with me. If they had done, we'd have been up an hour and a half ago. We'd have been waiting for you to come and we'd have had everything ready. I said, but you've just literally caught me as I've got out of bed and I'm not showing you around the house while I'm like this. No, anyway, he goes off. I get in touch with my landlord and say, you know, what's going on? Why has somebody just turned up on my doorstep without me knowing? Anyway, they didn't know that the guy was just going to turn up without booking an appointment. So I'm now got wait, and they're going to get in touch with me to arrange another appointment. Something else I brought up with you last week, and we've had a resolve in a way. You remember me telling you about the flowers? The flowers that I ordered for, well, we ordered for my mother-in-law for Mother's Day. A beautiful bunch of flowers. And instead, what turned up was a load of manky tulips. And we got in touch with Flying Flowers. I got in touch with them 3 times. I emailed them 3 times. Didn't get one reply. But they refunded the money into my bank. But they didn't have the decency to reply to my emails. They've never replied one word. So they think just by putting the money back in the bank that I'm just going to say, oh, well, that's it, fair enough, I've had a refund. Didn't want a refund. I wanted to know why I ordered flowers for my mother-in-law, a beautiful bunch of flowers, absolutely gorgeous bunch of flowers, and tulips turned up, just a bunch of tulips that looked like, fair enough. Like I said before, I could have just walked up the street and picked them out of somebody's garden. That's how good they looked. Now, bear in mind, I will tell you, we paid £28 for this bunch of flowers because it was a beautiful bunch of flowers. It had roses in it, it had carnations, it had tulips in it, it had all sorts, really lovely colours, nice and spring colours, you know, really beautiful. And instead, they send up a load of tulips that basically looked like they were on the last legs more than anything. So, what happened? What? I need somebody to get in touch with me and say, we're really sorry this happened, it was because of... Don't just refund me the money and think I'll go away, because I won't. I won't. I'll get back in touch with them again and say, can somebody please have the decency to email me and let me know exactly what went wrong? Because you don't order a bunch of flowers, it's gorgeous and absolutely brilliant, and expect a load of tulips turn up. So something somewhere went wrong and I want to know what it is. Simple as that. I'm not being too picky or pushy, I just want to know what it is. But apart from that, like I say, this week it's been a case of something that Deb's been doing actually for me. I am terrible at keeping track of stuff. I'm terrible at memory. You know, my memory isn't the best in the world. You know, if I say I'm going to do something, I'll forget the day later. So I'm going to be starting, well, Deb's doing it for me. She's created me a bullet journal. Now, she's nearly finished it, so on my next vlog, I'll be able to show it you properly. And what it basically is, it's like a breakdown calendar, where basically pages are laid out and there's a mood tracker on there because I have different moods depending on how I'll get up in the morning. Sometimes I'll wake up and I'll be like, yay, I can take on the world. Other times I'm like, no, I'm not bothering. And even more times I'll wake up angry because of something what I've dreamt. So this mood tracker will monitor that. It also lets you keep track of how much sleep you're getting. Now I know some people might say, yeah, but I get 8 hours a night, blah, blah, blah. I don't. I get broken sleep. I can drop off at about 11:30, but then I can wake up at 2:30, 5:30, 7 o'clock, 8:30. I will literally wake up randomly for no reason. The other thing it allows you to do, it allows you to keep track of your water. Now you might think, well, hang on a minute, water intake isn't important. It bloody is. It is. Now I've got one of these bottles and I have to drink 2 of these bottles in a day, right? I've got to drink 2 of those a day to keep my hydration up and to keep track of my water. And because I've got medical problems, that's an important part of my life. The other thing it allows you to do, I'm a vlogger, as you know from watching this vlog, but sometimes I have ideas for vlogs that I forget to write down. And then by the time I'm doing the vlog, I forget what I was going to say. Now that can be a bit of a nightmare, particularly when you're doing a vlog, because I don't like going through editing, deleting, unless there's something popped up like a phone call in the middle or something like that. So this also allows me to keep track of ideas I've got for vlogs. I can also keep a track of the reading that I do, because I do a lot of reading, but for the last 7 or 8 months I've not even picked a book up. I just haven't bothered, and that's bothering me, because I used to love my reading and music. I listen to music a lot, and I would love to start doing music reviews on my vlog for people, albums. I've got Jean-Michel Jarre's, I've got dance anthems, I've got Depeche Mode, I've got all sorts, and I'm going to listen to them and break them down and give reviews on them. Now I can do that better when I go onto my bullet journal and write down when I listen to what music, so that I can keep a track of what I'm listening to and when I'm listening to it, what I'm reading and when I'm reading it. Because I do like a little bit of routine, you see, because I don't want to be one of these people who just gets up in the morning and doesn't know what they're going to do for the rest of the day. I want to be able to say, yes, in the morning I'll be doing my surveys and I'll be sorting out my computer, anything that needs doing on it. In the afternoon, I might do some, if it's a beautiful day, I'll be sitting outside and either reading, listening to music, talking to the neighbours, doing housework, maybe doing a jigsaw in the evening, maybe gaming, maybe vlogging. So it's a good way of keeping a track of everything I'm doing. And Deb's doing it herself as well, but for totally different than me. She's monitoring things like her sleep patterns and all that, but she does hell of a lot of reading. She reads so many books. She reads more books than I do jigsaws. And I think we've just counted that I've done 38 jigsaws so far this year. and the majority of them, not all of them, but the majority have been 1,000-piece jigsaws, so I've definitely kept myself busy. Now the other thing is, with me having these medical problems, a lot of people are concerned that I might fall or stumble or, you know, go head first down the stairs. Now, touch wood, I'm not massively accident prone in that respect. I do have accidents, don't get me wrong, my legs will buckle and I'll fall down, etc, etc, but I'm very, 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 very careful on steps, because I've had some nasty falls downstairs, and the last one I had completely freaked me out, because I was coming down the stairs and I was lucky I was near the bottom, because I went to put my foot on the bottom step and I missed the bottom step. Now most people, when they miss the bottom step, that's no problem, because they'll just come heavy down onto the flat of the foot. I can't put my foot flat, so when my foot came down, it came down like that and my ankle snapped over and I made a mess of my foot. It was like a football, it was purple, it was swollen as hell, and it was really, really badly done. And I was lucky I didn't break it. I did not break it. I did a really terrible sprain, but I did not break it. And I've been a bit extra careful ever since I've done that. And I don't carry anything downstairs now other than a simple thing like a water bottle or my tablets or my phone. I won't carry washing baskets down like I used to, and stupid stuff like that. Now, unfortunately, a member of my family this week has had a fall. And it wasn't her fault. She didn't run downstairs or anything silly like that. She was just in the kitchen. She stepped back, stood on the dog's bed, she slid, bang, straight down, head on the floor, smack, and also did a shoulder and neck, and oh yeah, she's hurt herself. But she's a bit like me. She's very, very stubborn and very, very private, which means she won't be posting it all over Facebook to let the world know. I'm only saying it because I'm coming to a point here. What I'm saying is, I can be careful as hell and not fall, right? Or fall. My sister was just doing general stuff, wasn't even doing anything that was dangerous or anything like that, and she could have cracked her skull open. Anytime accidents can happen. People going, oh, you've got to be more careful, you've got to be more careful. Yet if you're doing silly things like carrying stuff down the stairs, I can understand people saying to me, Luke, you've got to be really careful when you're carrying stuff or coming downstairs, make sure you sit on your bum and come down. That's fair enough. But if people say to me, you've got to be careful when you're walking across your kitchen floor, you've got to be careful when you're going about your day-to-day life. I mean, you don't know when an accident's going to happen. You can't program it. You don't say, oh, I tell you what, today I'll fall over and bang my head, but I'm prepared for it. You can't, you know. So people can give you advice about taking it easy, but sometimes you're just doing everyday things. You're not doing anything special, you're not doing anything dangerous, you're not doing anything that should really get you hurt, but you do get hurt. People, coming up, the last word, and the last word today is, well, you'll find out in a minute. Last word today, and it's something that I think people need, is positivity. Positivity. Now, I know the last few years in my life haven't been brilliant for family reasons. We've had bereavements, we've had illnesses, we've had people coming down sick, we've had all sorts, we've had COVID, we've had the lot. But I've tried to remain positive. It's not always been easy. And I've tried to remain positive for myself and for my wife as well, because if you let life and all its problems get you, you're never going to escape from it. It's going to literally be one bad thing after another, after another, after another, after another, and you're never going to see any daylight. I try and stay as positive as I can. And that doesn't mean I wake up in the morning and do cartwheels down the stairs and, you know, hey, ain't life wonderful? I don't mean that. What I mean is I try to look for something good in every day. It can be sitting outside when it's nice weather. That's a positive. It can be me finishing a jigsaw. That's a positive. Talking to my sister on the phone. That's a positive. Sitting having a talk with my wife and a cup of tea. That's a positive. You know, and try and look for some positivity. You don't have to go mad and you know, search as hard as you can, but anything that happens in the day that is not bad can only be good, surely. So if you wake up in the morning, you come downstairs, you make a cup of tea and you sit down and you're talking to your husband, your wife, your partner, whoever, then that's a positive thing, as long as you're not arguing, obviously. But that's a positive thing. It's something that is not a bad thing. So when you're racking up what, oh, I can't stand my life, it's horrible, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes people can talk themselves into that. They can talk themselves into a rut and they won't get out of it. Now, I have been in a situation where I did that years ago. Years ago, I thought my life was literally a complete shambles. I don't know why I was here. I was like, what is the point? I might as well not be here. Nobody would give a toss if I went anyway. And then all of a sudden it dawned on me and I thought, no, hang on a minute. When I wake up each morning, and I was only saying this to my wife earlier, when I wake up each morning, I'm luckier than somebody who hasn't made it through the night. When I get to the end of the day, there'll be millions of people around the world who haven't made it to the end of the day. So look on the positive side. Yes, you might say, oh, my life's worthless, pointless, but you've still got a life. You've still got a life. Some people aren't that fortunate. Some people literally, like the other day I was reading about a member of, I think it was The Wanted, called Tom Parker. He was only 33, and he died of a I can't remember what it was, but it was some really bad condition that he got. And you think, 33, I mean, I've made it to 49 at the moment, so I've already had 16 extra years. And they weren't promised me. They could have been taken off me any time. I might not have even made it out of my childhood, and if you'd have seen how I was when I was a child, you would have thought I wouldn't have made it out of my childhood. Trust me. You ask my sisters on that. But I'm 49 now. So each day I think to myself, well, this is another day. You've survived longer than somebody else. I'm not saying I deserve to. I'm not saying, oh yeah, I deserve to live to be 90. Me, I'm a good man. I've never done anything wrong. Bull. I've done lots wrong, mate. I've done lots wrong in my life. Stuff I'm definitely not proud of. But for the last 22 years or so, maybe a bit longer, maybe a bit less, I've kept myself positive, and I've also kept myself on the straight, if you like. I've done things like, you'll know about this. I've done things like downloaded a movie and borrowed it my mate when an illegal download site. I'm sorry, but everybody's done it. You tell me one person who's never downloaded off Napster or off a torrent site or found Putlocker or whatever and watched a movie that they shouldn't be watching. Everybody's done it. And if they jailed everybody that had done something like that, they would have to build a big, massive fence around the entire British Isles and just call it the biggest open-air prison going, because nearly everybody has done it. I'm not innocent in that respect, but I don't go out of my way to do things that are seriously bad, and you know what I mean by seriously bad. I try and stay this side of, okay, morals, but not holier than thou. I'm not, oh yes, I'm perfect in God's light and all this stuff. I don't do all that. I've never been religious. I've never found a reason to be religious, to be perfectly honest with you. So stay positive. Keep your mind positive. Sometimes your body isn't positive. My body's a shambles. It really is. My legs can't do hardly anything now. I can get tired just walking across to let the dog out. My legs can buckle on me all over the place. I can't walk to the end of the street. I can't even walk to the end of the gate without needing me stick or me calipers. But I don't think it's about that. I think it's about this. If you can stay positive up here and look for the pluses in life rather than the bad things, the negatives, because there's too much negative stuff in the world. There really is. There's so much negativity in the world, and you just think to yourself, just give me a day, time out. I just want a day where there's no negativity. And if you can get that, you're better than I am, because I can't go through the entire day without seeing something that makes me cringe or makes me repel, what's the word I'm thinking for? I can't remember the word. But when you sort of like turn away in disgust and you're like, oh, no. I want to try and get through the day with positive thoughts, which is why I do my vlog. This gives me an avenue for my positivity, because I'm talking to people. I know only a couple of people watch me vlogs. I don't really care, to be honest with you, because I'm glad and I'm happy that 2 or 3 people take time out of their lives to watch my stuff. Now, I've got lots of family members. I've got lots of them, and hardly any of them watch me vlogs. They can't be bothered, obviously. There was a time when I needed the support of all my family to sort of like get me back on my feet, and I didn't get it. I did off my sisters. I did off my close family, really close family. Yes, no problem. But my cousins and stuff like that, no chance, mate. They didn't go anywhere near me. You know, it was as if I was some sort of leper on YouTube. I kept posting my links and saying, you know, if you can watch this, brilliant. Hardly any of them did. Hardly any of them did. But the ones that, you know, have made a difference to me are you people now who are watching this. You made a massive difference to me, you know. You give me a positivity when I thought nothing could make me smile again, you know, and it did. It did make me smile again. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've always had my wife here. My wife, who was obviously my fiancée and my girlfriend before that. But I don't mean that. I mean something that I can do, something that I can express myself with, rather than something that I just sit there like watching endless TV 24 hours a day. I try and look for more positivity than that. Don't get me wrong. I like a nice TV series. I like a nice film. But I couldn't sit there watching it day in and day out. And I certainly can't watch soap operas. I live in one, so there's no point me watching them. There's nothing I've ever seen in a soap that's made me go, that's unrealistic. The things I hear about in my everyday life, that's unrealistic. That's like a soap script. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to disappear. Thank you again for watching the vlog and for all your support. Underneath this vlog, there's going to be a link to the Let's Speak Men's mental health charity, which really can make a massive difference, and they're on Facebook. I'll also put the link to my books on Amazon, which are still available, which are the Chronicles of the Sword, book 1. I know I really should get book 2 written, and I'm halfway through it at least, maybe a bit more, and I will get it finished, I promise. And my first book of poetry, and that's called Love, Life and Laughter, and I'm also doing my second book of poetry as well. Also underneath I will put the link for CraftHub and a couple of other links as well, and if you want to subscribe, click at the end of this video. It's coming up in a minute. And if you like what you see, ring that bell and you'll be notified every time I do a vlog. You all take care. Bye for now.